Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Chairman. The governance of your institution is the heart of reflections on standards in the EU, but Europe is very little involved in creating accounting standards, and the predominance of benchmarking and audit companies is obvious. In 2013, a report said the same thing. Michel Barnier, when he was nominated to the Commission, also said that the governance of the IASB would be one of its priorities. For an international organization faced with different economic, legal and social cultures, influence of the Anglo-Saxon model sets limits to the independence that you want. Some have been thinking about IFRS as well when it comes to, in fact, Anglo-American financial standards and financial markets and their short-termism. So I have a couple of questions. What developments in governance and financing of the IASB would you like to promote, and how can we guarantee better involvement of representative bodies nationally and at European level? Then, in substance, the European Union constantly wants to relaunch investment in the long term as well as economic growth. Do you not feel that accounting standards, as they're imposed today, are made for the markets and encourage companies to go for short-term performance to the detriment of investment policies, which would be more long-term? Thank you.
Your first question, what development in our governance would I like to encourage? Well, I already said that currently roughly 2/3 of our income is from public sources, but not, and then there is a small part that we derive from our own income, selling books, etc. And then there is still some income that we derive from private sources. My ideal would be that in the future all of our income would be from public sources under the supervision of the Public Monitoring Board. In terms of long-term investment, as I said before, first of all, we have often been accused of being sort of market fetishists, and that we want to base all of accounting on fair value accounting, which is based on market values. That is not the truth. We have a mixed model, and actually most of our accounting is still based on historic cost. Especially the non-financial industry has very little to do with fair value accounting. So the vision that our accounting standards would create all sorts of artificial volatility, that is not the case. The best thing we can do is to provide transparency to investors, a feeling that they can trust the financial reports by showing reality, economic reality, as closely as possible. And that is the best contribution that we can give to long-term investment, because, as I said before, the best form of long-term investment is that people invest in companies, and it is exactly what Europe tries to do.
Can I add something, maybe, on the composition of the board and the cultural influence? On the composition of the IASB board and cultural influence, the board has a Korean, a Brazilian, a Chinese man, a South African, a Korean, an Australian, 5 Europeans, 3 Americans. I may have missed someone. I'm not 100% sure that the majority cultural influence, being American or Anglo-American, on the thinking of the members of the board